This is Randall Phillips from PDV Group Venture, Business and Event Consultant. Today what I wanted to talk about is keeping a good name. Keeping a good name is better than credit. And let me explain why. I wrote these points down and I want to talk about them. Keeping a good name. There's so many businesses, small business owners, big businesses, people who work by themselves, whatever you want to call yourself when you're trying to let people know what you do so that you can get money for that. Keeping a good name is highly underrated. However, this is what your main focus should be, is what your name is involved in and how you can improve your name, because like I said, truly, keeping a good name is better than credit. Let me go over some points. First point, keeping a good name starts with, whenever you have appointments, arrive early. Don't be late. Arrive early. Here's the reasons why. When you arrive early, not only do you keep a good name, you're now in the driver's seat in the sales situation, because people usually are late. If you focus on being on time or early, if that person is late, now you're the one that has the ball. And pretty much that person who's late is going to feel bad and you're going to win. Second, you will... I'm going to go past that point. Well, no. Actually, I'm going to elaborate more on that first point. There's a certain amount of guilt that always comes from being late, because I've experienced it. If I'm late, it's like, ooh, this person is gonna, they're probably gonna say, hey man, why were you late? And I've actually had that happen. It's funny too. Most people won't do it because I would say the average person doesn't want to be confrontational. They'll just kind of like feel a certain way, but they won't say it. Which is worse than a person just coming out and saying, dude, why were you late? They'll like keep it inside and they won't call you back again for any business. Because you may have had a good excuse as to why you were late. But I would venture to say, if you're late in dealing with somebody, a professional really doesn't want to deal with folks who are late. Because I'm going to give you a perfect example for me. I had a potential business partner that I gave an opportunity to do something that they would have never had that opportunity to do. And I explained to them the gravity of being on time. In fact, being early so that we could make sure all of our stuff was prepared for our audience. They came late. In fact, they came super late to the point where the regular time when everybody else was supposed to come, they were almost too late for that. Because if you're having a presentation, you shouldn't come there at the same time as the guests come. You should come to make sure you're familiar with the area, all the stuff that you need is there. But when they come, it's kind of like you're rushing, I gotta hurry up. And people can see that, they can see that. And it makes people not want to respect you when you're late like that. And I mean, that's really the bottom line. It diminishes your credibility when you're late, because especially if you're telling somebody something where, maybe in your presentation you're talking about the importance of being on time and you come late, it's like, nobody wants to hear that. Anyway, I'm gonna move on. Also, when you arrive early, what happens is that you have the opportunity to set the tone of the meeting, because here's something that's powerful. Write this down. Psychologically, whoever arrives at a venue or a meeting or any kind of situation, especially in sales, that person that's there first, psychologically, they're the boss. You heard it from me. People have said that before. I haven't heard it, but I've experienced it firsthand. Whoever's there first must be in charge. And why not? That's an easy thing to do. You don't have to do a lot of talking or explaining. If you're there first, people are going to instinctively go, oh, well, what should I be doing? Oh, well, you should do this and you should do that. Because if you're there early, now you can scope out what needs to be done. Second point, keep your word. Do what you say you're going to do. And if you can't do what you say you're going to do, let a person know in advance that, you know, I thought that I was going to be there at 4, or I thought that I was going to come and give you a hand. I thought that I was going to give you a hand next week, but listen, my family has something that is super important, and if I don't do it, I'm going to die. Whatever, you know, your reason is. But tell a person as soon as that thing happens. Don't do it, you know, at the last minute. You're supposed to be there at 3 and call at 2:45 and say, oh man, something happened. I want to get more into this, but I'm out of time, and the last video that I did was like super long, and I want to respect your time and keep my word. I got to do my own stuff. This is why I had this timer all the time. So check out our next vlog, which will be coming tomorrow. This is Randall Phillips from pdbgroupventure.com, business and event consultants. If you need any questions answered, email me at media@pdbgroupventure.com. Thank you so much for tuning in, and as usual, take care.